Sorry about that. And much for the love and support is greatly appreciated. If this is your first time stopping by, welcome. If you've been watching my videos for a while, I have not already, please like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell at the bottom so you know when I'm about to upload my next video. Also, if you're comfortable enough, drop a line or two. I would love the chance to get to know you as well as you're getting to know me, even if it's about the positive feedback to the content of the video or you're just up, tell me about your empathic gift. And if you feel like the videos are informative, good vibes, and give you a good uplift that you would love to share with the loved one, family, or a friend, or even a fellow empath that are going through trying times at the moment and just needing confirmation, validation, or even spiritual guidance, please go ahead and share. And while you're at it, give your girl a thumbs up, like, and also share on social media favorites wherever you see fit. Thank you once again for the love and support. Greatly appreciate it. And I hope you're able to resonate with the content of my video. The meditation channel I'm using today is called Love Motive Meditation Music, 999 hertz, full restore energy body, 2,675 hertz recharge crystals, frequency music, and shamanic drums. And I'll post their link in the description box below. In the video I'm doing, your foundation is so powerful. Nothing or no one can break you away from the mold that you are building. We have all gone through different things where, we've been on a spiritual awakening and basically just shook us up for us to be guided towards truth. A lot of things was built up with, um, delusion, delusion. Anything that was not basically set in stone of being the truth that we were, is all been dissolved from. And these are the things that's been guiding us towards a life to where we decide how we want to put it together, how we decide to design it. It's like you're your architect to your own co-creative creativity of how you want your life to be. And it's just like when you're allowing yourself to be in strength, and the strength is so strong, there's nothing that nobody can do to break you away from that, because what you are, what you're wanting to be, what you're trying to build onto, what foundation you want to apply towards the concrete of your life if you're going through layers and layers, because it's becoming solid. And there's a lot of times devil don't like that, so he'll try to bring things in your life that'll be intimidating, make you second guess yourself, make you want to give up on life, on different things in your life that you're heading towards is going to bring a lifetime of abundance to you. And a lot of times it's hard to really go through things because sometimes it's not always going as planned. So a lot of times we have to be able to break away from things that are not serving us in that in that stature anymore. And it's at times it can be hard, when you're going through a lot of different things and you're really trying to find yourself, of the depth of yourself. And it's like that spiritual awakening is allowing you to know yourself on a deeper, on a much deeper level, being able to understand that you're like who you are for a reason. There's a lot of times with us being Heyokas, we rub people the wrong way. So, a lot of times it comes to lash out at us. A lot of times it feels like life is not fair. And we go through a lot of different things that may be feeling uncomfortable. You're going through things that are not yet familiar. But that's okay. It's just allowing you to, understand your gift, being open. The things is just not taking place the way you thought it would, but it's coming out to be better than actually what you thought it was. And it's like all these different things are taking place into your life that you are building upon, where it's all truth. It's like anybody can just tell you, pee outside and tell you it's raining. When somebody's trying to sit up here and manipulate you. And those are the things that you had to be able to go through, because we all have had some kind of traumatic experience in our lives where we thought one thing is one thing, it was totally something else. And these are the things that is taking place in our life where you're understanding your truth, you're walking in your truth, and you're not allowing somebody to tell you any different. You're being guided towards things that makes you happy. You're allowing yourself to take control of the power you have to be able to, just to be guided towards those different things in your life that you're trying to head towards. And those are the things that had to be able to take place for you to do that. It's like there's so many different things in my life that's taking place. I didn't know what was real, what was not, and at times when you go through those spiritual awakenings, it can be very hurtful. And going through all those different things, it's like that truth can be very hard to be able to understand at times. But that's that truth that we have to be able to be guided by. There's so many different things that I've experienced that, a lot of times when we went through our spiritual awakening, it made us feel like we were losing our minds. It's like if we end up speaking on something that somebody is not spiritually awoken, they make us think that we're crazy. And it's like, no, it's not. That's why I love the fact that I'm more in tune with a lot of people that are like-minded like me. That's the reason why we go through a lot of things. And there's so many times that, people tell me, Roslynn, somebody abandoned me, or they're no longer there for me like I was for them. And it's just like, you have to understand, everybody has a reason and a season to be on your path. And a lot of times, their path is already taking place, so you're moving on to something different. It's not like you're being above them or anything like that. It's just that your interest has changed. What is on your focus has changed. And then it's like, way people were able to break you down before, they are not able to do that now. It's like, well, when somebody's trying to trigger you, when somebody's trying to distract you, or trying to break you away from your path of purpose. And those, so many things is coming around right now, especially with all these moon phases that we're going through. It can be downright uncomfortable, but these are the things that shaking us up to where we can be able to be guided by our strength. And a lot of times it can be hard like that, but these are the things that had to take place. This has been working out for us, for our ways, for a long time. And there are so many different times, I've been connecting with people that have been high in their emotions. I get it. I've been like that. You've been having to be in solitude, and when you're in solitude, that's allowing you to really understand what changes needs to be making in your life. If you want these changes to take place, it's going to be a solid one for you, because you're making new decisions, you're going new directions, and you're going on new levels. There's a lot of us are raising consciousness in the most powerful way. And it's crazy how our vibrations are starting to change the world. And it's a lot of times we feel like, what is my change? The change that I'm going to do, how is it going to really count? And I'm just like, you never know, just by one or two people that you're bringing something positive into their lives. You never know what kind of impact that's going to take along the way. It takes that one person you have to get in touch with, and the next thing you know, it follows like that. So it's just like, you're breaking away from the norm. You're allowing yourself to expand in so many different ways that is going to be a better life and living for you. Being able to understand, oh, hey, hope that you're having such a good, sweet day. I'm trying, Miss Georgina. I was like, first I was getting my headache. Door was knocking. Somebody was knocking at the door a few minutes ago and stuff like that. So I said, I'm gonna go ahead and start me a new one. But thank you for stopping by. It's appreciated. But yeah, we're going through so many different things. I've been planning a lot of different things in my life, and seeing how much has changed, and I can truly appreciate it. Not every day is a good day. Y'all already know that. But there's so many positive, changes that are taking place in your life. And a lot of times it can be frustrating, because it's something different, and you having to become in tune with that. And a lot of times it takes a minute for you to be able to be in that level. And now we're working hard to be in the same alignment for what we're trying to manifest. And that's what they're pushing us to do. So you have to be able to prepare yourself. There's going to be a lot of tests coming into your life where it's going to be, oh, excuse me, y'all, trying to have setbacks, just to make sure, are you solid in yours? Because it's like, we have so many blessings that are coming our way, and they're going to be testing us to make sure, are you ready for what you've been praying for? But the things that you've been manifesting is going to be bigger than you expected. So a lot of times you have, everything that you're going through, you can't work against change, because if you're working against the change, it can turn out really bad for it, because it's like you're resisting it. And a lot of times it's like, with change is like uncomfortable, but we're building that solid foundation for ourselves, because it's built up in truth, not built up in illusion, not built up on a 3D vibration, not built up in a society because of how they see that we need to live our lives. It's based on what you choose to do. And then when you're solid and what you want to do, that's a good thing. When you start saying something, your chin start itching. When you're solid in what you want to do in your life, what you're trying to expand into it, what you're trying to connect with, collaborate with, whatever it is that shall be done, whatever, that nobody can't break you away from that because that's yours. That's something you build it on to. That's just like if you're building your own corporation on what you want done. You're the CEO. You the co-creator of what you choose to create. So it's just like if anybody tries to take you away from that, like, nah, I built this. You can't do nothing. Got my trademark on it. Boop. You can't do anything about it. But you're allowing yourself to keep moving. And it's like you can't be shook in that way because it's like when I said nothing can tear you down because you already went through the worst of the worst already. It's not nothing that somebody can do to you that hasn't already been done. And that's the reason why when it comes to us as Heyokas, then they say that we're the most powerful empaths because we went through the most brutal. And it's just the way we went about it. That's what gave us strength because we could have shortcutted it a long time ago, but we choose to do things the hard way. We always go backwards and stuff like that. But that's what makes us warriors the way we are because the things you have endured in your life, if you go off and tell people your life story of what you have endured, they'll be looking at you like, how were you able to survive something like that? It's like, yeah, that was chosen for me. That was picked up for me, and I had to be able to be that one that had to heal through these things. I had to be able to allow myself to forgive the unforgivable. I had to be able to walk away from things without even closure, or any kind of explanation. And that takes strength for you. And there's so many of y'all I've connected with, and y'all don't tell me your life stories, and it like breaks my heart. But also, when you're allowing yourself to really see, because a lot of times we have to be able to see that positive out of that negative. And a lot of times it's hard to see that positive in that negative when it's still affecting you in that negative way. But when you allow yourself to step back, and, if you've been with me for a while, you hear me say that, and I have to do it with myself all the time. If you've gone through the things you have gone through and you still are here to tell it, that tells you you are so much stronger than you give yourself credit for. And a lot of times it's hard for us to do that because we're so busy focused on what hurt us, what is hard for us to let go, what is, hard for you to get into terms. You're trying to quiet down the noise that's in your head that constantly keeps going from past trauma, whatever that person's done, whatever situation from whatever that person's done has placed you into the one you are now. But those are the things that had to happen for us to be able to understand who we truly are. And a lot of times it's like, dang, it's like, well, they couldn't they couldn't tap you on the shoulder and say, hey, you're a Heyoka. Like, what is a Heyoka? What are you talking about? But you had to go through all of these series of traumas. You had to go through near death experiences. You probably went through death experiences and came back because they weren't ready for you yet. And those are the things that had to take place in your life that gave you that your life a meaning of living. And then when you're allowing yourself to stand forward in yours, and it's like, no, this is mine, I claim that. You don't put that fork in the road, and where you claim, where you have place your essence in. You're allowing yourself to build off of that. You got structure, you got strength, you got power, you got magic, and all these things is taking place is making you build something solid that nobody can't take you from. I've had people insult me. I've had people threaten me. That has not stopped me because it's like when you're going towards something and you were reflecting your strength in too hard, like I said, y'all already know there are going to be people lashing out at you. It could be you and four other people having the same opinion, but yet they pick you to want to start an argument with about what you believe in. And it's like, this is what I believe in. Everybody has the right to their opinion. Just because your opinion is different than mine, it doesn't mean that it's not wrong or it's not right. Everybody has their version of looking at things. You can have the same object that you're looking at, and everybody can get a different view of it. Somebody will just say, okay, that's just a picture on the wall. But then there's another person that describes this is the reason why it's like that. Or then you can have somebody describe this is why the paintbrush was going like this. Maybe they were thinking about, people get in, go deeper. You know what I'm saying? So everything has a deeper dimension or a definition for it. And this is where they're allowing you to say, a lot of times we go through things and we don't feel like we can't go anymore because you've been dealing with certain situations for so long. But these are the things when you allowed yourself not to give up, even when you wanted to walk away, you chose not to. Your soul wouldn't let you walk away, even though it came hard for you. But usually when you're on that moment of where you feel like you're about to walk away, that's when miracles start popping up, happening. And there are so many things that take place. If you know you need to take take that pause, go ahead and do that. If you know you need to take that rest, you know your mind and your body's going to tell you. And it's just like with me. The other day, if I would have did a video yesterday, I would have been going 9 days straight. I can't do that like I used to, because before it was just me, interacting just on YouTube. Now it's like YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, IG, Anchor app, doing, podcasts. I'm doing so much, and I'm pushing out so much. And these are the brands I'm making for myself. This is self-made. You're self-made. You can put yourself together in something that can be so, it's like you're like titanium. Nobody can break that. You know what I'm saying? Because you built up on strength, you're built up on power, which is manifesting in such a rapid rate. Because it's like when I see y'all, I be having visions of different empaths, or all different walks of life of us as being empaths, just have this glow, and it's just illuminating more and more. As soon as I said that, all of a sudden the daggone light started coming out. Well, you're going through all these different things, and your power is reflecting so fiercely. And there's something that is just like building up and building up with you, because you have purged out so much. You have reflected on things that was downright uncomfortable for you. You're allowing yourself to forgive yourself for holding on to a lot of things, forgive the people that placed you on these things, allowing yourself to do that. And at times it's hard, especially of everything that you have gone through, you know and at times it's like sometimes it's at times you can probably make peace with other people, but when you have held on to it that long, the biggest one is making peace with yourself. And when you have done that, man, you can't be touched. You're something that a force is not being reckoned with. It can't touch you. And it's just like you have to allow yourself build every day, whether if it's something very minute, very minimum, and a lot of times we have to be able to, those little steps is the things that make that big impact that we never seen coming. And you're building on something brick by brick, whether it's like cement, whatever whatever those different things that they use, the chemicals that you use to build up structures, these balance beams and all those different things. You're rewiring yourself. You've been training yourself. A lot of times when we are going towards that situation of really not understanding, okay, is my life really changing? Okay, focus on, if you're not, 2:22 p.m. Oh wow, that's where it is, where you're at, Miss Georgina? Because it's like, what, I think it's almost 5:30 here in the afternoon. But where we're going, if you have sit up here and you've gone through stuff so long, and you're trying to understand if change is taking place, look at all the things around you. Don't focus on what you're going through at this time, like your hectic situation, because if you stay focused on that, you're gonna miss all the blessings that are coming around you. Oh, okay. Yeah, but when you're doing that, you're allowing yourself to really see the changes that are taking place. It's like with me, I used to feel like, oh Lord, nothing really changing, I'm just doing things in vain. But then I see how many people are like sharing my videos, how many people are um you know starting to subscribe to me now, being open about it. Now it's like, now I got a what is it, a help support line that I'm, allowing myself to open up to, because it was just like, it was hard for me to really talk to new people. And, my friend was like, why don't you get a helpline? I said, you know what, you're right. Let me go ahead and do that, because it was just like so many different things that's taking place in my life that wasn't that positive when it came to a lot of new people that has came into my life. But there's also so many good things that came out from me meeting new people in my life, and I just didn't want to shut myself down just for other people's shortcomings they try to place on me. Not everybody is coming towards me is always against me. And those are the things I had to allow myself to break free from, because it was like, if you've been with me for a while, I got trust issues when it comes to people. It's like, if your family can do some really tripe stuff like that to you, and people that you really thought they can be there for you can do that, it'll be no telling what a stranger can do. So, but those are the things you have to allow yourself to see the strength in you, being able to understand that everything is taking place has had a powerful purpose behind it. If I've said that before, but if you have never endured the worst of you have endured, you would never know who you were. You would have never known the magnitude of where you can go from those things that you have. It's so easy for us to put walls up. It's so easy for us to walk away when things got hard. But a lot of times you have to become your challenge of challenges. You have to, go against the grain of change, and keep moving. And yeah, it can be hard, but they're telling you that, you come even harder. You fall down, you bounce back up harder than you fell. And that's what you keep doing until you get to where you need to be, or above what you thought you can achieve. And a lot of times is the goals and the things that we want that we're manifesting is not very little to what you're about to be gifted with, just because of all the things you have gone through. You're going into from weeping to reaping. That's what my girl Sharon, what's her name, Sharon Yvette said. There's a lot of times we have counted, we have sat here and cried so much behind closed doors and still try to wipe our eyes and say it's okay. And there's times that you didn't know which way was up, and that's okay. As long as you allow yourself to keep moving and keep striding, to where you feel like you need to be, that's where you're going to go. Even when you're being, redirected, maybe your time is up from that situation and you're being guided towards bigger and better. But you allow yourself to know you're building a solid foundation. And when you're allowing yourself to break away from those illusions of what is taking place, you know you're allowing yourself to stay solid in your truth, and that's the only way you can be. That's the only way you can be. You're just steady building up on those things, and it's just the more you build up and allow yourself to be open towards everything that's coming towards you, you just don't know what you're going to be manifesting just because you're being open towards the unknown, up and towards your gifts. It just seems like when we go through more traumatic things in our life, that it opens us up to something that was really, unknown. And those are where the blessings come in, because it's just like so many things I've learned in the past 4 years about myself. I just thought I was, a twin flame and indigo. Didn't know nothing about no Heyokas, didn't know nothing about no INFJs, but yet these things is all unfolded in my life just because I allowed myself to be open towards that. And that's why they want you to be solid in that, allowing yourself to be open to whatever universe is trying to give you. And you got to be open to receiving that. But a lot of times we have gone through so many different things in our lives, we don't feel like we're worthy of that. Like if a blessing comes, you're like, what's this for? Is there a catch? Am I about to get punked? No, these are the things that you deserve, because there's a lot of times people have stolen keys from you that drove your happiness. Like they try to make sure they put a chain on how much you should be happy or no happy at all. I've been there where anytime I made little progression in my life, it was always downplayed, but everybody else around me was like, oh, bragged about them. But when it came to me, it wasn't like, oh, yeah, okay. It wasn't that good for me, because the fact is they saw that light in me. They knew that I wanted to be something very important. I wanted to be something very good. It did something that had a positive purpose behind everything I've done. And that wasn't, they didn't want that to happen. But now it's just like, look at me now. I'm still doing what I want to do. I may not be exactly where I want to be at yet. Hey, Lisa. I was just like, what's this for? It's the catch so true. You already know you be feeling like Ashton Kutcher about to punk you around the corner. Like, wait a minute. I ain't falling for this one. But it's so true. You are deserving of more than what you allow yourself to be deserving of. You have so many abundance of gifts that's coming in so many different levels, whether it's spiritually, emotionally, financially, physically. You're training yourself. It's just like you're going to the gym each and every day. Each and every day. Lisa, don't have me laughing. You're going through different things each and every day that you're making little progress with yourself. But don't be hard on yourself if you're having one of those days that you just don't feel like being bothered. It's okay. If you need to take that pause for a natural cause, it's okay. But just don't give up on yourself. Don't sleep on yourself. The only person that can stop you is you. If there's a problem that is occurring into your life and you can't maneuver it, or you can't allow yourself to change, all you got to ask for the universe. When they see that you're doing a positive impact in your life to where it might impact a lot of people surrounding you, they're going to make sure everything is covered for you. Just like, you may be going through a financial situation, but yet you're trying to push forward in your spiritual light working. They know how it is when you're it's just like with the stuff that's going on right now. Economy is really messed up right now. People having to rob Peter to pay Paul. There's a lot of different things that's going on in this world where you're trying to survive, but you're also doing things, and they always want you to understand you're doing everything in a pandemic where everybody's daggone energy is just like really all against you. It's like you're bathing in it. You're really trying not to bathe in that because that mess can be very nasty. But you're doing all this in the middle of a pandemic. Everything where you're seeing hatred around every corner. There's killings around every corner. There's natural disasters around every corner, and you're still trying to push out power. You're still trying to push out love. You're still trying to push out positivity, and you still have to deal with everything else around you. And you know what? Us being empaths, we get affected by everything. That's why it's just like, you watch the news. No, if it's something I gotta know, Universal make sure I know about it. If I don't get it in a vision or an update in my meditation, it ain't nothing I need to be worried about. This is something that's gonna have to change on it by itself if I can't change it for myself. And that's where your strength is coming in, because a lot of times we get hard on ourselves, nerves be wrecked because there's so many things taking place in our life. But you have to understand you're doing this in the middle of a chaotic change. And I'm not saying the world is in chaos, because how you see the world is how you see yourself. But I feel like it's in a chaotic change that has to get worse for it to become better, because it's taking negative situations and turning it out into a positive impact that we never seen coming. It's sad that when you see all these people getting killed in unjust ways, and people are videotaping and stuff now and sharing it, that there's a lot of people from all different walks of life, no matter what your religion is, what your nationality is, what your sexual orientation is. Everybody's coming together to band together with love, positivity, saying that you need to stop doing unjust things. We need justice for such and such. We need justice for such and such. All these different things are taking place in life where the devil is wreaking havoc, but then at the end of the day, it's still coming out with people banding together in love, unity. And it is bad when it has to come to something like that, when we all should be good towards each other. It has to take stuff like that. And it has to been that, and it had to go through that change. That series of events is changing, you know. And it's just like they're talking about, this pandemic with the virus and stuff. To be honest with you, I really don't think they know what it is. They just placed the name on it and just slapped it as a label and saying this is what it is. But if it, a lot of times they say, oh, you're breathing this stuff, you're doing this, but this is empaths. We can walk in a place and the only thing we'll probably get is a daggone headache and just get irritable because we done dealt with a lot of people, and these things are taking place for a good, solid reason. So allow yourself to keep building up on your truth. Don't allow somebody to tell you anything different. Thank you. Sending you so much club love. It's like catching live with you. Yes, girl, strange to see the world in the dark night of the soul. Yes, it's a big one, and we're all going through a big spiritual awakening. It says mine women has been going on struggling with no job, down for the last savings. Oh, Lisa, I'm here with you. I haven't been able to work since my father passed, and that was like 4 years ago. I had like little stops in this, little stops in that, and it didn't last long. So I can definitely deal with that. I can definitely relate. We're all going through that. You build on that, but it's not going to be like this for us forever. And a lot of times it's scary when you're running down to your last dime and don't know where it's going to. It was a blessing. They sent that little stimulus check out to everybody, and now they're thinking about taking out another one. It's a blessing if you had a job, but it sucks when people had just got a job around the pandemic and they haven't been working long enough and they can't get unemployment. So it's just like really messed up for people at this time right now, to where it's hitting us financially, it's hitting us spiritually, emotionally, mentally, and that can be a very big strain. But it's going to be a big change out of that. There's so many of us that are seeing that even through this chaotic situation, you feel like something positive is about to break away. We're going to have a big breakthrough, and we don't know when it's coming, and you can't see when it's coming. It's going to happen right when you least expect it. And this is something that we all needed. So allow yourself to keep, building on your strength of truth. Allow yourself to be, projecting your love and power. Don't allow somebody to tell you different. Don't allow them to try to block you, distract you from anything that you've been sent to do. Okay, be solid in yours and know that better is on its way to you. But I'm gonna go ahead and end this, y'all, because I got a couple of other podcasts and stuff to do. So I may or I may not come back in another chat. So if not, I'll most likely see y'all tomorrow. So much love to you. Thank you for chiming in. Like and subscribe, share, tell somebody about the channel. Drop a line. I would love to hear from you. I leave all my contact information at the bottom if you need to personally get in touch with me. Hey, Chuck D, love your videos. They help me so much. Please do more. I will definitely. If I don't know if you checked out any of the other ones that I got on there too as well, they may help. Um, Also, y'all, I have a support line that if you do need to talk to me, just let me know and please let it be serious, because I know different people be coming at me sideways and I just don't have time. This is for something positive, something serious. So if you ever need to like talk to me or something like that, just let me know and I'll shoot you the number. And we can just talk. It's all about networking. It's not about no dating stuff. I ain't got time for all that. But it's just basically being able to help you with your spiritual purpose. So I will see you on my next video. Much love to you. Peace. Be wild.